Welcome to our commercial advertising photography class. I'm glad you've joined us. Regarding light positions, we often hear about front lighting, backlighting, side backlighting, etc., which explain what light positioning is. In commercial advertising photography, light positioning is more comprehensively applied. In a commercial shooting, we can think of the lighted area in the frame as a sphere, and the product is at the center, while light could come from all those areas, horizontally and vertically. Light positioning is of vital importance to the making and finishing of an image. Now let me tell you a good trick to find proper lighting, so that during a shoot, we can determine the right light positioning. It uses a flashlight. A flashlight is a stable light source, which can help us determine light positioning quickly. I have prepared some objects to show light absorption, reflection, and transmission, for us to observe different effects shown when light illuminates upon them. As we are recording this video, it is quite bright here, making the flashlight dim. That's why I'm using a more powerful LED light instead of a dim flashlight. Anyway, in a real photo studio, a flashlight would be enough. Now I'm going to show you effects from different lighting positions. When we see a pleasant image and try to copy it, we can approach the target object and cast light from all directions. During this process, when we find a light position similar to the image, we can extend the radius of the light sphere around the product, and then we shall have the positioning that we want. Let me show you with the instance of horizontal lighting. First, front lighting. Front lighting comes from where the camera is. It could come from above or behind the camera and is cast on the product from the front. It is also called central lighting. And deviated front lighting is when front light is moved slightly to the side with a 20-degree angle between the camera and the axis of the object. Hence the name. Front side lighting is when the light comes at a 45-degree angle with the side of the object, creating shadows in the image. Side lighting is when the light comes at a 70 to 80-degree angle with the object axis. This lighting is great for showing the object's surface, structure, and texture. Backside lighting comes from behind the object, making the object appear dimensional. The angle is about 120 degrees. Rembrandt lighting is very expressive. Part of the object displays backlighting effects, making the object's form stand out. Such light comes at an angle of 140 degrees from the object axis. Backlighting comes from behind the object, separating it from its background. It's great for generating effects. When using this kind of lighting, we could use tracing paper or some screen to soften the light and avoid exposing the light source. Alright, these are all horizontal lighting. Now let's come to vertical lighting. We can start with bottom lighting, which is light cast from beneath the object. When the object is placed on a transparent or translucent surface, this kind of lighting casts no shadow and shows the surface beneath the object. Low lighting separates the object from its background, which could be achieved through changing the brightness of the background. Sometimes we could use low lighting as background lighting and create a gradient effect, which is where low lighting stands out. As the light source moves up, we have horizontal lighting, which means the light casts upon the object in the middle of its height. The effect is similar to front lighting. Low and middle lighting comes at an angle of 20 degrees above the object. When lighting on the vertical surface of the object looks great, with a long shadow behind. Middle lighting comes at an angle of 45 degrees above the object, giving it a natural look. High lighting comes at a 60-degree angle above the object, suitable for most product shootings. Top lighting comes from an angle of 80 to 90 degrees above the object. It is good for shooting jewelry or precious products. The light illuminates from above, with the product basking in it. Each and every of those types of lighting could be used as a primary lighting or an auxiliary lighting. to produce varied effects. When learning to use them, we could first use just one light source to observe and practice. In the course materials, I have included concepts and cases of all those light positions to help you understand them better. Now let's review what we have learned today. With different light angles, we have learned light positioning and how to determine the light positioning you want, so that we could control the lighting better.